This is a review of the 3 iOS flagship devices from Apple: the iPhone 5, the iPad with Retina display, and the iPad mini. Here today we have some good comparisons to do between these devices, speed, browsing, speed tests, and Siri comparisons.
Ton of good stuff. These are all part of Apple's fall 2012 lineup. And
yeah, so let's start off with the Siri test. One thing I may note is the iPhone 5 here has 3 microphones, one up here, one on the bottom, and another one on the bottom to take in sound. So it may be a little bit better with the sound reception. The iPads only have 1 microphone each, so let's... Siri, what's the weather?
Okay, here's the weather through Wednesday.
so the iPad 4 was first, then the iPhone 5, and finally the iPad mini, which is how it should be because
the iPad
this is running A6X, A6 and A5.
Yes, the iPad mini is running off the same type of platform as the iPad 2 with the same processing chip and the same resolution. The iPad 4, or with Retina display, should be better with the speed because it is a faster chip. The iPad 4 is a true powerhouse. The iPhone 5, it was a little disappointing that it wasn't a little faster, considering that it has 3 microphones.
But it's not about the microphones, it's about the processing speed.
Yeah, so that was all pretty good. Next test we're going to try is speed tests. Alright, the connection may be a little off because the devices are pretty far from the router. So as you can see here, the speedtest.net app is not optimized for iPad. It's not optimized for this, but it does look good on the Retina display, and it is not yet optimized for iPhone 5. The optimization for iPhone 5 will be coming soon, so stay tuned.
And the iPad with the Retina display when running not optimized apps is really good actually. It doesn't feature all of those side panels that take advantage of the big screen, but there's no pixelation or anything like that.
If you see poor speeds, like for instance right here we see we got a terrible download speed. The iPad mini as well got a terrible download speed. The iPad 4 did pretty good considering how far away it is from the router. These are not accurate. That is a terrible speed right there. Yes, these devices, these speeds are not accurate. This iPad, it is the iPad with Retina display, and it does have 4G LTE, as you can see from the antenna on the back.
Running on Verizon.
It's on Verizon's super fast 4G LTE network.
The iPhone is also on Verizon. The iPad mini is on Wi-Fi.
Yes, the iPad mini is Wi-Fi only. Yes, the back of the iPad mini in black is very nice.
Yes, I do enjoy the slate much more than the white.
Yeah, the iPad with Retina display has not yet been updated to Apple's new design standards.
It is fatter, more heavier.
It is heavier and more fatter than the previous iPad 2, or not previous, 2 generations before. The iPad 3 is the same dimensions and weight of the iPad 4. The reason for this is the Retina display is huge on this device, and it takes a lot of power to run the Retina display. So the Apple needed to put a beefier battery in the device to make it run faster. It does keep the 10-hour battery life, and that's the whole point of things. The battery life is pretty impressive, and the Retina display on the iPad is very clear, noticeably clearer than the Retina or the regular display on the iPad 2 and iPad mini.
Like I said, because of the Retina display, non-optimized apps are still very nice.
Yes, like right here I will show you possibly a non-optimized app. I don't know if like speed tests, for instance. You may not be able to notice it. This is what it would look like. Non-optimized apps
Very clear.
Are very clear. On the iPad Mini though,
it is all right, but not exactly.
Yeah, it's like kind of pixelated. You can notice it.
Oh, we're noticing it here, but on the
Same
iPad,
thing with an app such as
it's absolutely beautiful.
Instagram. Right here you can notice there's a little bit of pixelation with the icons.
Yes.
They do have personal things in these, so make sure they do not show up. One thing that's nice on these devices, here we have a drop-down notification center. The one on the iPhone is the nicest. We have weather widget here, shows you the weekly forecast and the current weather for the town. Here we have stocks, which many of you may not use. We have tap to tweet. You could post a tweet to Twitter and tap to post to Facebook. These are very efficient, probably the nicest widgets along with weather.
On Android, they are much better.
Yes, the Android notification center is better. So the Apple one is pretty good too. It's new. It was just released in iOS 5. The iPad does not have the native weather and stocks app. So,
simply tap to tweet. And then
so just tap to tweet and tap to Facebook update. So all they have in the notification center without any notifications is tap to tweet. On the iPad mini it's the same thing, but an interesting thing is if you ask Siri the weather on the iPad, she will tell you using the same service provider, Yahoo, then even though it doesn't have the native apps, which is a little shame because those are good apps and iPad lacks some of the apps. Like for instance, the iPad does lack Passbook. It lacks
well, it's not like you're gonna take your boarding pass and put it on your iPad.
It lacks compass, calculator, voice memos, and stocks along with weather and Passbook. But it is a tablet, and you may not be recording anything with your tablet. The compass no one ever uses. Calculator would be nice to have on the iPad. Stocks, really, most people don't use this. The Passbook, I mean, it was a nice idea, but until Apple releases a lot of compatible apps for it, it's not going to be very useful to many people. I have tried it, and when I brought it to the store and they tried scanning it, it was invalid every single time. So they do need to work out some problems with it, but it has potential. So something we'll try here is browser speed. Hold on as I clear any information that's in here. So if you go here, here we are in the web browser for these devices, and something I may note here, we have all three of these devices have a black web browser. The black symbolizes privacy. It does not save any history or web searches, and it does not remember usernames or passwords.
And of course on the iPads, you have your bookmarks.
All three of these devices have dictation. On the iPad, we have iCloud tabs, which show you tabs that are open on other devices. We also have a bookmarks bar that is there. I have it set so it's only there when I'm in the search bar. So we are going to search Apple iPad with Retina display. On all of these devices. And we will see which one comes in first. So
right.
You will.
So we have this.
So 3, 2,
Wait.
1. 3, 2, 1, go. So it appears that it's tough to decide. What do you think?
Oh, this is a bit faster.
I would say the iPad with Retina display is a bit faster.
The iPhone and the iPad were about the same.
But they're very nice. The iPad, of course, has to be faster. I mean, it's just the most powerful iOS device ever. I mean, it's extremely fast. A6X chip, 1.4 gigahertz, 1 gigabyte of RAM with quad-core graphics. I mean, it's amazing. The X in the name is to drive the Retina display. The iPhone just has A6 chip, but it's still extremely fast. Some people believe in a rumor that the reason the iPads are sometimes slower is because it takes longer for the blue to go down the bar. That may be
no, that's not. That's not relevant.
It's not accurate nor relevant, but that makes it hard to decide. I would say the iPad, maybe the iPhone tied with it, but I would say the iPad is a slightly bit faster. We shouldn't really be doing this review in this room since the connection router is far away from here. But since they're all in the same place, it should be the same connection. Although some of these devices do have a better Wi-Fi frequency. I mean, it may all be the same, but in case like one drops off the network, it may switch and I don't know, but it's good. They're all the same. They're all accurate. Like a couple times in this video, I've noticed that on the iPad with Retina display, it has gone several times to 3 bars on Wi-Fi instead of 2, which most of the devices have stayed at.
So now we'll be turning off the iPads and turning them back on, including the iPhone.
All right, so here we're going to shut down these devices. When the red slide to turn off comes on, we will turn these off at the same time. All right, so
3, 2,
1. All right. It looks like we got that pretty close to the same time.
iPad one.
It looks like the iPad mini has shut off right away, which is impressive. The iPhone 5 shut off second.
And the iPad.
And the iPad 2 or 4.
This is the most powerful one.
This is the most powerful device
This
here.
is probably the weakest.
This is probably the weakest, but
so again, it makes sense.
It makes sense. It has these devices. 3, 2, 1.
Right.
To see which one starts up the fastest. Again, with the shutdown, the least powerful device has less to load. As you can see, the black levels aren't the best. It appears the iPad 4 is first, since it is the fastest. The iPhone 5, and then the iPad mini. So it makes sense. The faster startup, but the shutdown is for the more powerful devices running more powerful processing abilities take longer to shut down because they have so much to shut down. This only has 512 megabytes of RAM and an A5 chip. This has a true gigabyte, 10-15 megabytes. This iPad, they say it has 1 gigabyte, but it's actually 987 megabytes, which is still good.
So now comparing the iPad, this is the more powerful option. And this is the more portable option because I can hold it with one hand and wrap all the way around. But this is huge
iPad
and of course fat. So this is meant for portability, and this is mostly for home use stuff.
Yes. This iPad here has the green smart cover, so it has 4 fold panels. It unlocks it automatically and folds like this. The one on the iPad mini only has 3 panels, so when you fold it over...
3 and about...
3 panels.
Maybe
so when it folds over, there is a
2.
magnet right here that helps it shut. I would say I like the iPad one, the iPad with Retina display one better because when it folds, it has a metal hinge that helps it stay in place. This is just a flimsy. It does help not scratch the device. I did previously have an iPad 2. I had that for almost 2 years, and one thing I noticed is the smart cover, the metal band here, damaged it like because it is a magnet.
There would be black marks and...
There were some black marks, actual finish removal. This is brand new. It's only about 2 or 3 days old. So I hope not to see them anytime soon. It would probably be a good idea after about a year, if your smart cover is worn down, get a new one, because otherwise it's just going to damage the device. The iPad mini smart cover is more efficient for the device condition, but it is not more efficient when holding up the device. For instance, it is more laid back than the one on the iPad. This one here is more straight. It's better if you're watching something such as a movie on a couch and you're laying down. The iPad is laid back. Also, it's weaker, like this right here. It's not held on very strong, but this here, it's held on by like a whole nother panel. So it's pretty secure, and then this leaning against it holds it shut.
Overall, the iPad smart cover is more
efficient,
durable.
It's more durable.
A bit more of a quality product compared to the iPad mini.
Yes, there has been a drop test with the iPad smart cover, and it does keep it cracked. It fell face down, and the iPad smart cover does not fall off. It will keep the device completely from getting cracked from a 3-foot drop. Although I can say that if the iPad falls, there is a possibility that the smart cover may fall off, since it is still only magnets. One other comment I may make is when this smart cover is being put on, it is not as secure, so it can like lay around here. You just have to pop it into the middle and it'll be fine. It's a little more wobbly because, again, it doesn't have the metal, which is better for holding it in place. I would say it's a tie because this one here keeps it from getting scratched, and you don't want your device getting scratched if you plan on selling it. This one here, though, is better for holding it up and better for secure and holding on to the iPad. So I would say it's a tie. This one is 3 panels. This one's 4. The magnets for shutting the iPad up here and here, since there's a small panel here, but this one has it right there. This has been a review of the iPhone 5, the iPad mini, and the iPad with Retina display, or 4th generation. Subscribe, and thank you.
And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments below.